how are you? It's me, Dennis Fogg again, at Comedy 101 here at the Access Channel. This is going to be great today. One of my best friends coming in. It's been a great time. Him and I have known each other probably, 5, 6 years. We travel all over the place. We're doing all the same shows together, which is pretty cool. Let's hear it from my friend, my best friend, Chiron Hobney. Hey, Chiron, how are you, man?
How are you doing, Dennis?
Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you.
Here, have a seat, man.
Thank you.
Wow, it's good to have you in.
Thank you very much, man. It's good to be here.
You know, when I started this show, I thought to myself, there's certain people I had to have, and I called you up. I said, Chiron, I said, you be on the show, and I was ecstatic when you said you were.
No, much appreciated, man. I've heard great things, man. It's gonna be a great show. Very excited.
It's been fun. We did that show together also. You and I have been doing shows like lately. You're blowing up, so you're everywhere.
yeah. I'm getting a lot of help.
Yeah, that helps too, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, it does for sure, man. And we do a lot of shows together. Frequent. I mean, I guess what you find when you start doing comedy so much, and you start, getting booked more and more, you start seeing guys that you see on a regular. Like yourself.
Oh yeah.
We get booked by the same person. So I'm definitely gonna see it.
And comics. Like a lot of people, in every profession, everybody thinks that comics are always the greatest, funniest guys. But no, you know what I mean? They're just like everybody else. You get some comics that you like, some comics you don't like. It's just on stage isn't exactly who a comic is. It's sitting around talking with them. And you and I can hang out. We drive together in places. I mean, we've gone up north. We've gone to like Caribou. Weren't you just in Caribou with Crazy Jake?
Yeah. Actually, Crazy Jake did a Caribou show, and then made our way down to Dedham and Peaks Hill Lodge. And it's a different environment, man. Like you learn to you have to come with a different type of comedy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Than when you're like more in the city and stuff like that. Because they're looking for something that's more parochial to them. And
which is
but
weird.
I survived.
When you and I were in Boston, we did that show in Boston together.
Yes.
And we get there and they're like, wow, it's a great show. It's a sellout. I mean, the people are going to be there. It's a great show. We get there, it's like 50, 60 people. Good show. Don't get me wrong, it was a great show, but to them, that's a tremendous show.
Yeah.
And then when you get up there in the middle of Caribou or something, they close the town down. There's like 300, 400, 500 people there. It's just amazing.
And I think that's what was a great thing about it was that they want you there. You know what I mean? Like it's not like we're gonna go see a comedy show, blah blah blah. They're like looking forward to it. It's like it's a major event.
It's a major event.
Because not a lot of people go out there. Not a lot of people are willing to go out there. A lot of comedians like to stick towards the city, you know what I mean? Because it's easier for them. It's more convenient,
Yeah. It's like that movie, Waterworld? You ever see that movie, Waterworld?
Yeah.
I always relate it to Waterworld because it's funny because, when he goes to that little atoll in the middle of nowhere, and he goes to trade water with these people.
Yes.
And they don't see many people coming in and out of that people, so they try to give the women to him. Because it's too much interbreeding, and it's the same thing when you go up north. They like dump women on you.
They want to give you everything. It's funny. I did a show with Crazy Jake as well. I don't know, for some reason he likes taking me up north. I don't know, maybe because there's not a lot of me up there.
Well, you're also a good traveling guy. You are.
Yeah, I don't sleep too well. I don't sleep too well when I'm driving. So
yeah, you stay away. Yeah.
I travel well, but we did a show up at Fort Kent, and that was the first time I had ever been up there before, and it's crazy because I've never been to a place that had just one of everything.
Yeah,
one store, one bar, 1,000 people in the same town, and they're all related to the same family.
Yeah, what I like about going north is amazing because the more north you go, the better looking you are comparatively. Because by the time I get up to Bangor, I got all my hair, I got my teeth. I'm Brad Pitt.
No, it's true, man. It's true. It's a different world, man. It really is. It's amazing, but it's great. The people they want comedy, man. They want to laugh. They probably live miserable lives out there in the snow, the time working. They're hard workers, man, and they want to relax, they want that comedy and they appreciate it, and that's what I like about going out there. They really appreciate it.
I'm going to change gears on you quickly because is something you probably I see it all the time. You may not realize, but you are exactly where I was like 5, 6 years ago because you have the wife. You have the kids at home, and you're breaking into this. No, because a lot of people don't realize how much time and effort is put into being a comedian. I mean, everybody thinks you just show up, bang, do your stuff, you leave. But there's a lot of stuff you do for free. A lot of things you have to hustle. You have to book it, and it's hard to convince the people you love, the people that that you're doing this for their future, not just for you.
Yeah, well, it is hard to convince them because you're not getting anything in the beginning. You know what I mean? They don't see the drinks that you get for your shows. You know what I mean?
Or the pat on the back,
they don't see those. You know what I mean? The wife wants to see money. You know, she wants to see.
But I've also seen her around lately, and she's beginning to understand that you're good at this, and it's coming around.
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. She does. I mean, you really can't do these type of things without support system.
Yeah.
And you got to have the support at home. You know what I mean? If you're miserable leaving the house, you're gonna be miserable on stage. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So you got to have that support.
And also, there's people throwing stuff at you.
Yeah.
It's amazing. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you got roadies out there going, "I want your funny baby," but you know. There are people out there drinking.
Well, I'm dashingly handsome, so that's what happens.
Yeah.
You know, for being 43, I look so young, they say, but no.
Oh, 40, I thought you were like 22, ridden hard.
No. No, that's good.
Yeah. But that show we did, some of the stuff you do is hilarious, and you know everybody thinks. I'm gonna broach this because they're all looking at me, waiting for me to say this. But because you're black, it's not because you're funny.
No, I appreciate it.
I mean, you're a good guy. You know, it doesn't matter your color or not. But some of the stuff you talk about, I mean, it covers black, white. It just covers the family stuff, and it's so funny to see this stuff. But I love the things you do about hunting.
Oh yeah.
About the hunting and stuff like that. Because I was born in the big city. I wasn't brought up here, and now it is different. You know, because I love the outdoors, but I'm afraid to get shot.
No, and that's the thing. Like, you know, there's always the stereotype of black people are afraid of the woods, and you know, I am. I don't like going to the woods, But I talk about you know, I have a bit. I talk about hunting and how I was suckered in. Moving to Maine.
But it's not the stereotypes just too easy, though? Think about it, because who doesn't like watermelon?
No,
who doesn't like chicken?
Exactly.
I mean, come on, I hate the woods. You know what I mean? Come on, that's just stupid stuff.
No, but to me, like, I love playing around with racial things. I don't use hard words. You know what I mean? Like, you never see me drop the N-bomb and stuff like that. You know, and I don't go too deep into it. But I like touching it because I feel like, you know, it's lighthearted. It's fun.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You know, in a world where we're all trying to be too PC, you know, it strips away some of the humor.
And if I was fatter, which I'm fat, but if I was fatter, I would do jokes about being fat.
Yeah,
If I was super tall, I'd be doing jokes about being tall. I'm chronically married, and that's my jokes thing.
But it opens a door, you know. I really do. I feel like if you can't talk about your race and joke about it and stuff like that in front of people, then they don't really. You open a door, you know what I mean, that they can see how you are and stuff like that. You know, like I don't make a joke based upon being black that doesn't relate to myself.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so.
It's a generic joke. It's about me.
Yeah. It's about me. You know what I mean? And it's my view of myself and people's view. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think it's great.
And it's also strange to see your opinion or your impression of Bigfoot too. I love that. You watch that show all the time.
Finding Bigfoot.
Yeah, you love that.
No. So here's the thing, man. Like, it's hilarious to me to see a whole bunch of people out in the woods looking for something that people have said they've seen a million times, and they never find them.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, it's amazing that someone's paying, like TV executives are paying someone for a show to go out there with some cameras. Like, pay me to find Snagglepuss. You know what I mean? Like, pay me to find something that's
Kardashian's virginity or something like that. Something that never was.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you pay these people? I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. Finding Bigfoot, you know, is crazy to me. It's crazy. It is crazy.
Yeah, and you also got that big thing on the driving, which I think is hilarious. But before we talk about that, how about if we let people see your set?
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
We did that. We did that show. We had a whole bunch of comedians on. You were one of the headliners on that show. It was great. I'm going to show you a little bit of it. Let's check this out. It's pretty funny. Watch this.
Awesome. So my wife and I, we've been living in Maine for like 6 years now, and I got to be honest. Maine suckered me in. It did, because the things that I see on a day-to-day basis are not what I saw in the brochure. Like, the brochure had a picture of 2 deer and a moose, like, frolicking in the field, you know, having a good time. And behind them was this picturesque setting, like a Bob Ross painting, you know, with these fall-colored trees and this beautiful mountaintop, just gorgeous. But what it didn't show was the panoramic view. Because then you would see that the deer and the moose were literally running for their lives from this rusted-out Ford pickup truck
with 4 Mainers hanging out the windows with shotguns and 22s, 2 teeth in their mouth whistling in the wind, and behind them is this 2 kegs of shipyard pumpkin ale ratchet strapped down, and in the back window is a decal that says, if it's brown, it's down. And if I would have saw that, I wouldn't have moved here. But I've been here long enough to know now between the months of September and December, I don't go outside without a fluorescent orange suit on. Because I ain't getting hit by accident. That's what I'm trying to say. And I see some Caucasians in the audience tonight, so I'm just going to give you a tip. Deer don't wear Jordans. That's a clue for you guys. A little bit about myself. I'm 43 years old, and I got 5 kids. Yeah. See, that wasn't my reaction when Maury read the results. But it's cool, though, because it's like I got my own little basketball team, you know? Yeah. Although we suck. I mean, these kids, they can't shoot a bit, but they steal like it's a natural gift. My oldest daughter's driving now, and she's doing pretty good, but I just heard this startling statistic from AAA that said that a teenage driver is 44% more likely to get into a fatal car accident. And that number doubles when they had a passenger, triples when they had a second passenger, and quadruples when they had a third. So the way that I see it, if we throw in a 5th kid, me and the missus could take that trip we've been planning. See, I see some people in there like, oh, yeah. But we say those are the ones who don't have kids. Because if you have kids, you'd be like, hey, my man, you got any room for mine? And yes, I do. That's why I bought her this minivan. Pack them in. Pack them in. You guys are good. I like you guys. You guys are really smooth. I do love my kids, though, I do. But there's one thing that I look at all the time that makes me regret having had so many kids. And it's when I look at their memory boxes. And mothers know what I'm talking about, little keepsake boxes. Like when you look at my oldest daughter's box, it's overflowing with stuff. Like we have everything in there from the first pair of shoes to her first diaper to the first book that we read with the crap in it in her diaper. But that's what you do as a parent. You collect everything. Like I have more teeth and hair strands in my basement than a serial killer. But when you look at my 4th and 5th kid boxes, my 2 boys, there's more dust and dead bugs in there than there are mementos. And it's sad because I know we should have been paying equal attention to all of them. But if you're a parent, let's be honest. How many times can you witness one of your kids walk for the first time before you're not impressed anymore? You know, like don't lose a tooth, lose an eye. I'll put that in a box. Saying as I don't have any eyes in boxes. But then again, I guess that's what makes me a great dad. You're lying. I watch a lot of TV, man, and I saw this thing that shocked the hell out of me. There was this high-speed police chase, and the cops were chasing down this guy in a smart car. Like, who sits behind the wheel of a smart car and thinks, man, they ain't gonna catch me in this. Like, it's a smart car, dummy. Like, whenever you see a smart car, don't you feel like you could just snatch it up, like you're pulling out of a Happy Meal, you know? Put it on the ground and pull it back to the wheels start clicking, click, 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 and just let it go. Like those things would be awesome on hardwood floors, you know? No big surprise here, people. They did catch the guy. You know, no roadblocks, no spikes on the road. They just rolled out a piece of shag carpet. That's how you stop a smart car. Skirt. Right there. Skirt. Oh, man. I saw this commercial with Shaquille O'Neal recently for the Buick LaCrosse. You guys seen this one? It's a great commercial, man. If you haven't, in the commercial, Shaquille O'Neal's laid back, and it looks like he's got plenty of room. Newsflash, Shaq is 7'2", 330 some odd pounds. I'm 5'8". Every time I step in that car, I look like my parents left me in it. One day, a woman walked up to me like, oh my God, there's a baby in the car, and he's not even in his car seat. Not a good car for me, people. Not a good car for me. So here's a smooth transition. I was in New York recently, and I was walking in a Dunkin' Donuts, and I see this brother leaning against the car, and he's got a cup, and he's begging for change. And he didn't look so bad. He looked normally dressed. You know, he didn't look destitute, but it could have been the glow from the BMW he was leaning on. So I walk into the Dunkin' Donuts, order my food. I look out, and I'm waiting for my food to cook, and he's still begging for change, but no one's giving him any money. So I'm like, you know what? Let me assist this dude. I walk outside. He says, hey, man, you want to help a brother out with some change? I'm like, no, man, I ain't going to give you any change, but I'm going to help you out. Nobody's going to give you money leaning against a BMW. So just lean against my minivan. He looked at my minivan and then looked back at me. Nah, brother, let me help you out. Gave me the cup and a $10 tip. Then hopped in a BMW and drove off. Hey, you guys have been great. Thank you very much, Jennifer.
No, thank you very much. That's awesome. That's awesome.
I like the way it ends too. I mean, it's just a big time. It really is. It looks good.
No, it's great, and I like the fact that people appreciate it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's the thing. When any art form, when you put hard work into it and stuff like that, you want people, your fans, or people who watch it to appreciate it. You know, and when you hear laughter like that, and you see smiles on people's faces, you feel like you're doing the right thing. You know.
And you also like to write a joke. Some of your jokes are elaborate. I can see. I see you a lot of times sitting around writing, thinking. And you got a lot of stuff going in your head.
No.
Weird stuff.
Weird. Yeah. Some of the stuff you can't say. You know what I mean? Like it's amazing how many pieces of paper that I have stuff written on. You know what I mean? Like I'll pull out my wallet and there's receipts, but on the back there's like stuff written, little notes and stuff like that, because you can't remember everything, you know? Like during the course of the day, you're driving, you think, oh my God, that's funny, let me write it down, you know?
You write the whole thing, because I write little snippets, and then I can't figure out what it means later.
Well, yeah, in code, but see, this is the thing, like some people do put it on their phone and stuff like that, and I just I don't type very well, you know?
Right, I think quicker than I can.
Yeah, I fat finger and stuff like that, so I just jot down, like if I see, oh my God, there's something about, someone jogging, and like the other day, I saw someone jogging like during the summer, and I was like, hey, it'd be funny if they were jogging and there was a dead skunk on the road. I wonder what their reaction would be. Like, could you breathe through that? Like, do you fight through it, or do you just turn around and run the whole other way? You know what I mean? And so, what I did was I jotted down something that said jogging and skunks, and that was it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and then,
work on it later.
Yeah, and then I'll work on it later. I haven't done a joke with it, but it's there.
I found one in my pocket one time. I don't even remember where it came from. It said, condoms and Reese's peanut butter cup. I haven't put them together yet, and I keep asking people if, because a lot of times I'll talk to people, and that's how it comes out.
Yeah.
But nobody knows what the heck I'm talking about.
No, and it's amazing, man. But you have to simplify it, and you have to go in and grow. Make it grow. You know what I mean? Like, boss, it's like a little seed. And it's the funny thing about comedy, man. Like we all think alike. It's weird. Yeah. Like our jokes are different. There's different variations. We come from different angles, but when you get to the very root of it, we're all like the same. It's really awesome. So
and you also don't want to be too current.
No,
sometimes as soon as you're current, you got 5 people all popping out with the same exact joke.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, wow, this is great. And then you're like, whoa, he just did the same thing.
Same exact joke. Yeah, you can't. It's hard. And those don't last long either.
No.
You know what I mean? Like when I first started out, I was doing a lot of topical stuff, and a lot of current topical stuff, and it
only lasts a couple months.
It only lasts a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I had a great joke about there was oh my God, like it was like 2 years ago about the satellite that was falling out of the sky, and they were talking about how 23 pieces it was gonna break into 23 pieces, and the chance of getting hit by one chunk of the satellite were like 1 in 1,300. And I was like, that's amazing. Like, I go, those odds, I mean, the chances of you getting hit are pretty good. And so I did some research, and I found out that the chances of you dating a supermodel are 1 in 88,000. So what I figured is the chance of me getting hit by all 23 pieces of this satellite are better than the chances of me dating Tyra Banks. Which is amazing.
Either one would wreck you. Either one would wreck you right
Destroy you.
Yeah.
And it was, I put out the joke, and I put it together. It was a great joke. It was funny, and I did it once, and I couldn't do it again.
Yeah,
it was like a one-night thing. It was just amazing.
And I've been around for a while. I've been doing jokes for a while, and it's weird because you see people come up, and they will write a joke, and I've heard that joke from somebody else 10, 12ve years ago, but they weren't around then. They don't know this. They don't understand that somebody else has already written that joke, and it's weird because that happens.
Yeah,
history repeats itself.
Exactly.
Jokes repeat themselves.
But then you see some people that are like stuck on the thing that some people are like they try and corner a certain topic.
Right.
They're like, oh, well, I wrote a joke about that.
Yep.
No one can do a joke about that.
I do all the TV jokes.
Yeah. You can't do that. And it's like you can't corner a market like that. You gotta allow people to come from different angles. with it and stuff like that. Yeah, I'd be biting someone's style if I came out and started smashing watermelons on
Yeah,
stage.
something so blatantly ripped off,
People would be like Gallagher. You know what I mean? Maybe I don't have the long, sexy porno star hair, and a mustache, but people would know.
Right. Like if somebody plays guitar, then somebody else is allowed to play guitar. It's just the way it goes.
Yeah. Which is that's the one thing I don't like about what people, how comedians are. Some comedians, are like they try and pigeonhole stuff.
Yeah, but also that comes down to the booker. You need to know who you're booking too, and that's why it's good that you and I work together a lot.
Yeah,
We're
sure.
different, but we will hit the same type of demographics.
Exactly. And that's why I like working with you, because we both have family, we both have kids. You know what I mean? And
if I do well, that means you'll do well.
Yeah, exactly.
If you do well, I'll do well.
Yeah,
That's
and we just hit the same things from different angles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you do a set, I'm not doing stuff that you're doing. You know what I mean? Like after I'm done and you go up, you don't have to worry about, oh, did Kyron do this joke? Because our jokes are different.
Right.
They hit the same topic, but they're different. And they always work. It's great.
Yeah, not always.
No. Well, when we're working together, we've had good times.
What I like lately is our booker, Rob Steen, has been putting us together a lot lately.
Yeah, for sure.
And you'll be back. You're starting out at the Gold Room now, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Gold Room's a great room in Portland. Portland, Maine is one of the best rooms right now. It's on Warren Avenue. It's a great room. It holds 300-400 people. The place is rocking all the time.
Yeah.
And I know you're going to kill it there. I can't wait till you get in there. It's
No,
be good.
thanks.
Was it December 13th?
December 13th.
December 13th, the first Gold Room appearance. But after that, you'll be on a rotation like I am. I'm there about once a month, and you'll be there quite often.
Yeah, I'm trying. I gotta get my game up.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I gotta get my game up. But I'm happy with. I feel good. I'm comfortable in the feature or opener, area. You know what I mean? Like 20, 25 minute chunk. I'm good at it and I do well at. But it takes time. You know what I mean? You've been doing it for years. I've got 3 years come February. You know what I mean? Where I've been really grinding. So it's
right.
So it's
I love it when they just get out of the school and they're like, hey, I'm a headliner.
Yeah.
You say, just because you can talk for a while doesn't mean you're funny.
Exactly. You got to put a lot of years into it. You know what I mean? A lot, and you got a lot of sacrifice. Like I remember when I first started out, I thought I thought I could do. I had a guy who said, "Wow, you're funny. I like your stuff. Hey, you want to do a show with me? I'm doing a show in a couple months, and how much time could you do?" And you're cocky when you're young. When you're young,
like, I
in
can
terms
do
of
it all,
comedy, I could do like 25 minutes. Great, I need you for 25. I had 25 minutes, but I had 25 minutes of me talking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But being funny, I probably had like 1, 2, maybe 5 minutes of me being funny. But I'd have 25 minutes of good, solid jokes, and it takes. You may think of something, but you need to polish it and work on it. You know what I mean? You need to get it out there a couple of times. Get the highs and lows of it, and then find out where it works and where that joke works.
And also your reputation. If you tell people that you can do a certain amount of time and you don't do it,
yeah.
they're not going to ask you later on.
Exactly.
That's like when you meet a woman. You can't brag about something you ain't got. There's going to come a show and tell.
Yeah, you can't say I'm packing and then be like, oh, where's it? I thought I left it at home.
What happened?
I think I left it. Yeah, no, you can't. Yeah.
Fell off in the shower.
No, yeah, you gotta bring it. And that's one good thing I like about comedy. There's highs and lows, and you're gonna have great shows, and you're gonna have really bad shows where you just bite it, and you gotta learn from it.
Now you didn't start. You're not from Maine, right?
No. Originally, I was born in Texas and lived most
Texas.
of my
Big time Texas.
Yeah.
Whereabouts? Because Texas is large.
No, I was born outside of Dallas, Fort Worth area.
Wow.
Yeah.
Big city, Texas.
Yeah, and then
Texas has a lot of country too.
No, it has a
It's
ton of
big
country.
city too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it has a ton.
Yep.
There's a ton, and I mean, but I was a military brat, so my father ended up moving us to Fort Devens, Massachusetts area, and that's where I spent most of my time as school years, in Massachusetts and stuff. And I've always loved telling stories, you know what I mean? And I think that's why comedy is a good fit for me. I've always loved fabricating stories and making people laugh, And like any comedian is like that. Either you're the class clown, or you're the guy who's always the wise ass, smart aleck,
See what you got going. I don't know if you know this, but people ask for you.
Oh no.
No, really, because after you do a show, you got 4 or 5 people on the show.
Yep.
week later, you get a call from somebody. You go, hey, how was the show? And you're talking to them. They go, hey, that one guy, man, that Chiron guy. He goes, he's got to come back. And that's how you can tell when people, people like you. People,
and that's good. I mean, that's what I pride myself on being likable. You know what I mean? I don't think
I know you're probably thinking, oh, that's stupid. No, it's a big thing because if they don't like you on stage, they're not going to like you. They're going to hate you no matter what.
Yeah, no, you have as soon as you get on stage, from before you even say anything, people already have an opinion.
Yeah.
And so what their opinion is of you really needs to match what they're thinking. You know what I mean? Like like when they see you, they're like, okay, he looks funny, he looks happy. If I come off and I'm all angry and mad, that's not going to work for them. You know what I mean? So you got to be most people are. That's what they say. They say find your voice. Like that's what they told me when I first started comedy. Like, it'll take you a few years to find your voice, find who you are,
represent on stage.
Exactly. Yeah, and it should be who you are. You know what I mean? And that's
But then again, don't believe everything we say on stage.
Yeah.
It's true, right?
Yeah,
right,
true,
folks?
True.
Because it's an act.
Yes, yeah.
And I start out from the truth, but it don't always end up the truth. I
No.
mean, we embellish it, we mess around with it, and people, because it's not funny to know that you have a perfect wife. It's not funny to know that you have great kids or you enjoy your life.
Yeah.
What people want to hear is that it's miserable like their life is.
Yeah, exactly.
And
you guys don't want to hear that.
No, man, you don't want to hear that stuff.
No, for sure. And that's the thing. Like I come off of. I think I have a lot of self-efficacy. I talk about myself, and most of my comedy is all based on me ending up like the buffoon in the end. You know what I mean? And that's how I picture myself, though.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I mean? I picture myself being that person. So that's usually what ends up happening. And I'll attack my kids and my wife. And I have a lot of pent-up anger and aggression. So but I express it through comedy in a joyful way, you know what I mean, in a jokeful way. So I joke a lot about my kids, and their demise, if you will. But in the end result, it all comes back to me,
You've been over to my house. You know where I live. I live in Portland, and we decorate. My wife and I decorate our house for everything. The reason why I tell you this is the stupidest thing that happens. We decorate everything. We decorate for Halloween, right?
Yeah.
And somebody stole my ladder. I know. I got this big bat on the side of my wall. I mean, big light up bat. I have a duplex, this huge thing. It's all lit up, and somebody stole my ladder. So it's still up there, and I can't get it down. And I'm not going to buy another ladder. There ain't no way. Because, it's become, and people are like, well, what about the bat? So what I did is I got a little stick with a Santa hat.
Yep.
I put it up there, and now I'm calling it the holiday bat. So I'm thinking I'm leaving it up all the time. I'm going to leave it up for every holiday. It's going to be St. Patrick's Day.
Nice.
Mother's Day, I got the old bat. I even made up a Christmas bat song.
Oh no, you
It's
didn't.
it's gonna be great because it's gonna be like represented like the claymation type of thing with those, the California raisin guys, and it goes, "Oh Christmas bat, he'll swoop right in and bite your fat." Oh Christmas, it's great, man. I think it's gonna be on TBS.
I think it's funny though. You do see people leave their decorations up.
More in Maine than anywhere
more
else.
in Maine. It's amazing. Like some people they put up the lighting and they're like, oh, that looks great. Hey, no need to get a light for the door anymore.
We got a wreath.
Plug in the Christmas light. You got the wreath. Yeah.
But in their defense, though, is once you put it up, stuff freezes.
Yeah, no, true.
Okay, you try to pull that thing down, and you're ripping cords out and everything. And the new thing is the inflatables.
Yes, yeah.
Big inflatable things,
yeah.
which is cool when they're inflated, but when it's not inflated, it looks like yards full of used condoms.
Yeah.
Just laying all over the place, man.
It looks like
Look like Biddeford in the summer.
it looks like you're waiting for American pickers to come by.
Yeah, go through some stuff.
Stuff in your yard. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
You see, that's why I like traveling with you, not just doing this show and stuff, because you and I could just say stupid things. We bounce it off each other.
No, for sure. And you got to keep your mind fresh. Yeah.
And we have a mutual friend. He'll be on the show sometime, Bryce Hansen.
Oh, nice.
And
nice.
When you travel with him, as soon as he sits in the car, he goes, "Hey," you go, "Hi," and boom, he passes out. He's unconscious. He sleeps until you stop the car. It's like, it's no fun, man.
Bryce needs to come with a car seat.
Yeah.
He needs a car seat.
We've had some great shows with Bryce.
Then that way you don't have to wake him up. You can just pop it out and stick it in the thing and
reel him in.
Reel him in.
Give him a beer and he's ready to roll. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So you live in the Wyndham area.
Yeah.
So you do shows. I say, you and I would be driving pretty soon down in Manchester, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, we will be. Yeah, in a month we'll be going to Manchester.
And it's strange with comedians like you and I. We'll be on the road together probably at least 5, 6 times, and then all of a sudden I won't see you again for like 8 months. We'll be all shooting different ways, and all of a sudden, bang, we're back together. For a while.
And it's great. It's great that it's like that because then you're. People, we usually have like something, 1 or 2 new jokes that you haven't heard. Yeah, by the time we get back together, and it's like, oh, then just awesome. Like a lot of people don't
change.
Don't change. They just they're stagnant, man. They say the same thing, you know. And it works for them, you know. For some people, it works for them, you know. But I mean, sooner or later, you eat up that pool of people that are, you know, that you're seeing, you know. And then you got to change a little bit, you know. Got to have something. People want to see a little something. Throw them a little bone, you know.
I got one more thing for you on here. And I was thinking, because you're the guy to ask. You know, my mom used to say some of the stupidest things.
Yep.
Okay, and now that I'm a parent, I find that stuff really wasn't that stupid. There was some basis in a lot of stupid things she say. Your mom used to say stuff to you that just at the time you didn't understand what the heck, but now that you got some kids and they be puffing back at you, like my mom used to say stuff like, you don't live in this world all by yourself. Your brothers are here too. I used to think to myself.
Yeah.
Duh. I mean, the guy is here all the time.
Yeah,
but now, you know, I don't see them that much. You know, it's little things like that. One of her favorite sayings used to be the shorter the dress, the longer the confession.
Really?
I thought that was hilarious.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
How about your mom? She used to say some silly things?
No, but I guess my mother. Well, my mom, because it's disciplinary days, man.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So my mother used to say more than me, I brought you in this world, I'll take you out.
That type of stuff, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know,
respect or die.
Yeah, respect. Yeah, you know, like she was more disciplinary stuff, man, than anything, and you know, but which gave me a great respect for my parents. You know what I mean? And you know, and elderly people in general.
See, my mom raised 6 boys by herself.
Yeah.
And I'm the second to the youngest. So by the time I was a wise ass, she was worn down. Yeah. She was very good at disciplining the older guys, but by the time I was there, she was like, oh, just no, get out of the house, just leave.
No, see, I wish I had more siblings, you know, but I only had like 1 brother.
Oh,
know,
yeah,
it
was double team.
Yeah, we got jacked up.
Yeah.
We got jacked up. It's funny, like you see, it was funny. I saw this lady disciplining this kid in the store, and the kid was acting up big time, but she knew that she couldn't hit him. You know, because you can't do that nowadays.
Feel like just going, go ahead.
All she did was she looked at him. She goes, you know what? You wait till we get home. I'm gonna tell you're dead. And I was like, what? Like if I would have died for we waited for our dad to come home. Like we'd sit and look out the window like, Dad, please come home and save us. You know?
Right. Save us from this lady.
Like, it was the opposite. My mother was a destroyer. Like we would love for our dad to come home and save us, you know. But nowadays it's like people are passing it on. They're passing that discipline on. Like they don't want to be the heavy or.
Well, they're doing that in everything.
Yeah.
Politics,
exactly.
sports, everything. It's always somebody else's fault anyway.
No, yeah, exactly. You got to point the fingers. You pass it on to someone else, you know.
Yeah, but that's political. We don't get into that.
No.
We don't even touch it on stage. I don't do political. You don't.
I don't know. I don't know enough about politics, man.
And I look like an idiot every time I talk about it.
Yeah.
I'll talk about the idiot stuff I do know.
Yeah, exactly. And then you open yourself up for someone to come with, well, what about blah, 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 and you're like, oh, I don't know anything about it, man. It's a joke, you know, and now you got to try and explain yourself. So I don't even touch politics.
All right, one last thing. I know I said last thing before. What are you driving?
What am I driving?
Are you doing the minivan? Are you doing the minivan thing?
Oh, I'm driving a minivan, man.
Yeah.
Minivan, man. And that's I had 10 years ago, I got a vasectomy, and all my friends were like, dude, man, if you get a vasectomy, you're going to lose your balls, man. Like, you're not going to have any nuts. And everybody knows you don't lose your balls when you get a vasectomy. That definitely happens when you get a minivan.
Yeah, it is.
Like, you can't be hard and ballsy in a minivan.
No,
you know what I mean? You
can't
can't.
get
Like,
out.
no one looks at you the same in a minivan. You know, people look at you when you get out of a minivan and they say, wow, that's a guy who's got nothing left.
No, you got nothing to live for.
Nothing.
Nothing to live
That's
for.
the shell of a man coming out of
It's
there.
worse when you have those little stick guys on the back.
And I got those too.
Yeah.
I got those too, man. I got the stickers. My kid's great at. Well, my kid's great.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You know, maybe I can't pick one thing that kids are great at, but it's just my kid's great.
Overall, yeah. Overall.
Proud father. you know, and
Yeah.
you get all those stickers and things. And
You don't see any that say disappointed dad.
no.
Disappointed dad. You get out of the car at Walmart. You're like, dude, whatever.
Yeah. Follow me home and shoot me, please.
Yeah.
You don't see those. You see those.
Now, you don't
bumper
start
stickers.
out with that because when you first get married, you're thinking to yourself, well, we might get one kid. It'll be kind of neat. They could be in the sports car. You can still be in the
Yeah.
back. There's enough room for one kid, maybe a little bit of stuff. And then all of a sudden, it's another one's like, oh, and your wife's
Yeah.
like, dude, you know.
Yeah, mine's self-inflicted, man. Like I said, I have 5 kids,
Yeah,
man.
so-
And I was on search for a boy, and 3 girls came out, and I was about to quit, you know, and then you know I was like, go give me one more shot, and
Yeah.
then you know, and then the first boy popped out, I was like, ah, you know.
It doesn't work out that way.
No, it doesn't, you know, no, man. Like I get mad at some of my friends who are like, yeah, man, I got a boy and a girl.
And I'm done.
I'm done. You know, like, oh, hate those guys.
Yeah.
Hate those guys.
That's when you tell them vasectomies don't work. Keep doing it.
Yeah,
Don't worry about
keep
it.
on going. Don't worry, man. Don't worry. I had my other 3 after the vasectomy, man.
Yeah, scare them. Yeah. Well, once again, man, it's great having you here.
Awesome.
Chiron, man, it's always good, buddy.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thanks.
Much appreciated.
And we'll make sure we have you back on another show.
Oh yeah,
This has
most
been
definitely.
great.
Most definitely.
Folks, thanks for listening to us. Chiron,
Oh,
I will
got
talk
my
to you.
mic.
Oh, man,
Yeah,
you're
I'm gonna
dropping
lose that.
out all over the place.
I'm gonna do it.
Folks, thanks for listening to us. Chiron, I'll check you later, buddy.
All right, awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you guys.